What up? And welcome to another episode of From the Script to the Screen. The Jujutsu Kaisen edition, episode 20 of season 2 is out now, covering chapters 126 to 129 of volume 15. And so as always, first and foremost, gotta shout out the creator, JJK Akutami, to the animators from Mappa Studios. Another phenomenal episode with the season rounding up. Gotta admit it at this point that the guys, week after week, give us top tier episodes just like in season 1. It's a lot of action, and so I love the more raw approach that they took this season. When you guys finally do get to check out some of these panels, you'll see just how, in my opinion, just how accurate the movement is according to the manga. You guys see how brutal the fight scenes look, and that's just my favorite thing about this season. Honestly, it shows how much each person is trying to push their agenda, and that's something that Mahito gets into a little bit. I will be honest, even though I can't stand him for what he's done to the people that we like on this show, he is the embodiment of what the show's about, to be honest, when it comes to the thin line of humans, jujitsu sorcerers, and cursed spirits. Just to finally get into the episode, you see that, unfortunately, it starts with the gruesome look of Nobara going off from last week, Kugasaki. Mahito was able to again land a devastating blow on her, and we see that she lost an eye in the process. And so, like I've been saying, the cursed spirits have been able to execute their plan to the T. And so at this point, Yuji's pretty distraught. Losing so many people that he's admired at a rapid pace has left them a little hopeless. So Mahito takes advantage and is able to land a couple powerful blows on him. We see him even use Black Flash. Something scary to see, but like Nanami said when he first saw him, it's dangerous how quickly he's able to adapt. And just like I was saying before, the fact that he's a perfect embodiment of just a soul, or I guess you could say the will of something, he's able to do whatever he desires at this point. And so thankfully, shout out to Toto, we see that he steps in and is able to rescue Yuji right at the nick of time. Again, we know at this point the news is out about Gojo being sealed, and now it's kind of all hands on deck. Remember that these kids are part of the school that Mekimaru came from, and so throughout the episode we also learned that his classmates know at this point, and I guess have been revealed some information from one of Mekimaru's droids, we could say, and that leads up to us seeing Toto arrive on the battle scene. We know that through some weird circumstances, we don't know what it is yet, a curse technique related to Yuji or some type of witchcraft, I could say honestly, he seems to think that, again, even though they're classmates and they have became cool, they have a deeper bond than what it appeared to be at first. Again, they have grown closer over time, and so honest to say, they do have an affinity for each other, and thankfully again he's able to wake up Yuji, and so the battle begins between them two and Mahito. Just like in season 1 when they fought Hanami, we know that Toto has a very useful curse technique, and again, another very important factor when it comes to curse techniques is your knowledge of it and how you're able to use it. And so you guys see throughout the episode, Toto's curse technique is hard to deal with, and so Mahito has a little problem adjusting to it, and so they are able to fight back and kind of gain some ground on the fight. A nice sight to see, because again, Yuji was going through it for a little bit, but again, Toto lets him know about the profession that they've chosen to step into, the type of fortitude that their line of work calls for. Again, we know that a lot of people have fallen in the line of duty when it comes to jujitsu sorcery. And so, like Nanami stated before, to not leave people with regret, to not leave any type of resentment or curse on your peers, you continue to move forward. So it's nice to see Yuji take an embodiment of Nanami in a sort. Again, just even though suffering through some tough and devastating losses, in a sense, life does go on. There's still other people that need you. And so he feels like he still has a job to do. He wakes up. And so dope episode because of the fight. Again, I love what they do when it comes to Mahito's fight scenes going back from season 1. Just the transformations and the things that he does with the humans around him, and just his technique in general, the transfiguration, his body himself. It's always fun to see. The scene with the train was crazy. Just not only him being able to transfigure something that size, but also the detail that the studio put into when they showed the inside of it. So great episode. And of course, it ended with a bang. Big step forward in the fight for Todo himself. Not that it's something super important, but when it comes to the people that kind of prefer to have a physical fight or are blessed when it comes to physical fights, this thing of Black Flash is top of the line. I guess for you could say you feel like you made it. And so shout out to Todo, because at the end of the episode, he's able to perform it. And again, it is understandable for him to be happy about it, because when it comes to people that are gifted physically, it is a strong execution of cursed energy, so it does do a lot of damage. So I loved, again, how the animators portrayed that scene, because it is a big moment for the character. So all in all, great episode. Like I said last week, the elimination of that specific body double that Mahito had did leave a big hit on him, because again, we know that he put a lot of himself into it. And so at this point, it's kind of like the climax to the fight. And everybody get ready to perform kind of like their last hurrah. So I'm looking forward to next week. To be honest, at this point, I looked up, saw that the season's coming to an end, which is unfortunate, but we know that they need some time to continue providing us with this greatness. So it's understandable, but looking forward to next week. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. We out. Peace.